To bring the meeting to order of the monthly meeting of the Raynham Sewer Commission at 6 p.m. on the 8th of August. Our first item is approval of the minutes for meeting 7/11. A motion to accept.
I will put a motion on that.
Made by Mr. Bickle, seconded by Mr. Betancourt. Any discussion? Being none, all those in favor?
Aye.
It is a vote. We are missing one member, so the vote's 2-0. Okay. Correspondence.
We have none.
Nobody's talking to us. Okay.
Yet.
Superintendent report.
We do have one.
You do have one.
Thanks, Rob.
Update on Phase 7, Contract 1, pressure testing, mandrel testing, vacuum testing has been completed on Phase 1 areas, aside from the Route 138 project, Route 138 sewer main construction has started. This area also includes mainly low-pressure sewer service. Manhole inverts are being completed on High Ridge Drive this week as well. Low-pressure clean-out manhole on High Ridge Drive still needs to be reconfigured. I don't know if you're familiar with that, Joe, they have a clean-out manhole there for the low pressure, and there's a cam lock if you had to put a truck to it to clean it out, and it doesn't line up within the manhole access, so they just got to reconfigure that. Okay. Simple fix. And Park Place and Gatsby inverts are also being built this week. Work at the pump station site continues. As reported last month, the wet well had been installed. Suction lines are now piped into the building footprint. The footings are in. The foundation was scheduled to be poured Wednesday, but that got postponed due to a rebar problem. So that'll be early next week. They're scheduled to pour the foundation. The pump station itself is scheduled to be delivered the first week of September. And I believe that's going to include the pump skid, the generator, the controls, and the pump envelope. It's a Boydco building that comes in cement pieces, and they put it all together like a puzzle. Okay. So it'll probably be together in a week, if not a couple of days. If you want to see a station just like it, the Walmart pump station on Route 138 was a Boydco building, and they did a very nice job of it. Change order request for Gatsby and Park Place area has been submitted and reviewed by Ty and Bourne. I believe I mentioned this to you last meeting. The change order amount is in $44,502.44. As reported before, this is for the unmarked and mismarked utilities encountered in those areas, as well as one water main, that they hit at Lounsbury. Next project meeting is scheduled for Wednesday, August 21st, 10 a.m. Phase 7, Contract 2. The Contract 2 project is moving on very quickly. Sewer main has been installed in Fair Lane, Brook Street, Cedar Mill. Sewer main has also been installed on Rose Terrace, although service laterals remain. Work has also started on Juniper Hill. They've since jumped off of Juniper Hill to go over to 138 to get that completed. Final trench paving has also been completed on Fair Lane, Brook Street, and Cedar Mill. That's final trench paving, not final overlay. Vacuum testing of manholes and pressure testing of sewer main has also been completed on above mentioned streets, aside from Rose Terrace and Juniper Hill. Mandrel testing has been completed on Fair Lane and Brook Street. And I believe Cedar Mill will be able to be mandrelled first week of September, as well as Rose Terrace right after, maybe September 9th on that one.
I have a question.
Yes.
Especially on Brook Street.
Mm-hmm.
If I'm not mistaken, the finished paving of the patch was higher than the elevation of the other paving, and it was mentioned to Elizabeth,
mm-hmm.
and Brian Oldfield and I both mentioned to it. I'm wondering if they took care of that.
Was that Brook Street or Fair Lane? I thought it was Fair Lane.
Well, it might be one of the two.
Yeah.
It was,
nothing's been done. I was down there this week.
Up,
yeah.
Quite a bit.
Yeah.
If a plow gets it, just going to rip it all up.
Yeah, it could. Yeah.
They either ground it or they pounded it.
Yeah.
It has been fixed.
It has not been fixed, as far as I know.
Okay.
Yeah. And I think I reached.
Paramount Pump.
Yep, Paramount Drive Pumping Station. The pump skid is now in place and the suction and force main piping is now completed. Electrical sub has been on site this week installing and wiring equipment, including placing and wiring of the pump control panel. Generator submittals have been received and approved by town number one. Door Run Development. As reported last meeting, we now have approved plans for this project. I had reached out to the developer to let them know that when I received them back then. I also spoke with them again this week for an estimated start date. He stated that they were hoping to get their contractor started out there within 2 weeks. Kind of skeptical on that time frame. I don't know if they have the time to actually get that going within 2 weeks, but that's what he stated to me. Biannual billing, second half 19 billing is nearly complete and will be sent off to Zobrio, which is the accounting firm that does the processing of the bills. Bills should go out towards the end of the month once they're completed with their task. I believe Brenda's waiting for one more water reading from Center Water District in order for us to be done. We'll have to send it over. Confined space training. Sewer department staff attended confined space training, which was put on here in-house. Apollo Safety put that on for us. All the employees are now confined space certified. Town meeting. Bill Luciano sent an email. Fall town meeting is scheduled for October 21st. All articles for town warrant will need to be in by September 15th. I've asked Ty and Bond to work up some numbers for me for design and construction of the Katy Drive easement, access improvements. We've discussed that a few times here at previous meetings, which I would like to place on the warrant. I am also pricing up a F-350 utility truck to replace our oldest utility truck, being the 2005 F-350. That quote came in at roughly $57,000. I still have to look it over. I can probably knock a little bit off of that if I had to.
Are we trading in that F-350?
Yes,
Okay.
yeah, it's,
You're gonna bronze it.
Yeah.
yeah. Phase 7 betterment. Mike King has informed me that if we plan on bettering the Phase 7 project, he will need the information by September 10th.
You answered my question.
Yes. Taunton treatment billing. The fourth quarter bill from Taunton for the Raynham wastewater treatment arrived in the amount of $111,226.31. Sewer service connections. We have 6 new permits pulled since the last meeting to make a total of 57 permits pulled since January. One side note, something that came up today. We have a sampler pump at the Route 44 pumping station and also at the South Street East pumping station. And this is used for sampling for the billing from Taunton. And the one at Route 44 quit on us today. And so we may need to be purchasing a new sampler pump, give or take about $5,000 to replace that. But so we're looking into getting some pricing on that.
How much?
Give or take about $5,000. Could be a little less.
We don't have to go down and get permission to spend $5,000.
No. No.
How often do they, have we had to do that?
Replace the pump. This will be the first time since it's been put in new. That was probably 12 years ago. I think roughly 12 years that's been in there.
So you don't have a pump there?
There's a pump there. It's a submersible pump in the wet well. And what it does is it's only a smaller pump. It's a 20 horse pump, and it pumps it up into a sampler that's inside the building. And that's where it's got a bottle in there. That's where they grab their sample out of when they to do the billing.
So what's doing the job for it now?
Nothing right now. Sampling was scheduled for next week, but Ron Santos informed me that the lab tech from Taunton is actually on vacation, so it gives us a week or so to get a new one.
So just get the pump?
We're hoping we can, I don't know if it's an off-the-shelf type of unit, but we'll do what we can do. If not, I mean, there's other ways. They used to do grab samples. It's not the right way to do it. They just come down and grab a sample out of there. You want a composite sample, which grabs a sample 24 hours a day. It's called a composite sample, but I mean, we've had to repair it off and on. There's a grinder in there. It grinds up all the rags before it goes through the pump.
Yep.
And that, over the years, we've had to replace that multiple times. But they had actually initially did that on Tuesday. They replaced that grinding ring, and it seemed to work, and then today he said it was tripped out and it just won't reset.
Okay.
So he said it sounds like he's got a bad bearing on it. And the other guys have also been out clearing easements off and on here and there.
Any success
With
the
the easements?
easements?
Oh, yeah, they're getting into them, yeah.
Getting into them is a
Yeah.
success.
Yeah.
What about the pump station? The parcel?
Oh, with this parcel, okay, that's still ongoing, you talking about Park Place? Park Place parcel, that's still ongoing. The attorney had reached out to me, asking about the promise that was made about blacktopping. So, they wanted to make sure that was still part of the agreement for the blacktopping at Park Place.
Did you make the promise?
It wasn't on me.
Wasn't me.
Well, we'll see if he keeps his end of the promise.
Okay. Yeah,
Remind him he had my understanding was that there was a promise on his side.
Yeah.
Okay.
as a matter of fact, I have that email if you wanted to read it.
No, that's
No?
okay. That's operational, you go right ahead and we can blame you if something screws
All
up.
right.
Is that it?
That is it.
Okay, now the question that I have for you
Yep.
is this request for a change order.
Yes,
Now that has to be voted by us.
correct. I have,
You have the change order forms that we can sign.
yes, yep,
Okay, but I mean, it's something that needs to be
okay,
publicly voted and accepting the change order.
okay.
And I'm sure that the original request was higher.
Yeah, I believe Ty and Bond, looked this over and probably reduced it.
Brought it down. All right, now, I'm gonna say this publicly. I've said it to you privately. Are we gonna try, are you gonna send that letter and that note that I suggested to, even though it may not be, graciously received, to whoever put the utilities in and say, we need participation.
I have drafted that letter that you requested. Now you say, for the people that put that in, I don't know if Taunton put that in.
Well,
but-
I mean, somebody has to be
Yeah.
responsible. Did they come down and mark it, say this is where your pipe is?
Right,
Yes.
yeah,
Okay, who marked it?
right.
They marked it wrong, we're getting charged, we're gonna charge them. Okay. What's fair is fair.
You know how I feel about things like
Yes,
this.
it's fair is fair. Okay, so I will ask for a motion to accept the amount suggested by Ty and Bond for the change order. Is that on contract one?
That is on contract one,
On
correct?
contract one, requested by the contractor.
So moved.
I will second that motion. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. We have approved the change order on contract one for the amount of $44,502.44. Okay. Continue.
I'm done with superintendent's report.
Okay. Any new business?
No new business.
No emergency business?
No.
There'll probably be some in September.
I
after
would
the bill
suspect.
comes. Okay. Any commission reports?
No, my question, the only question I would have would be the old Honey Bay can. Any movement on that?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep, everything's been activated over there. They tested their pumps last week.
Okay.
We actually had a little issue with a closed valve on our end.
Okay.
When they were testing the pumps, it was not working, and we have 2 valve pits along the line, and one of our valves was closed actually, so we had to go in.
The building owner responded to the payment plan?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that
Excellent.
happened a while back, yeah.
Oh, great.
I think after he spent that kind of money, he didn't have much choice.
No, he didn't.
Because we used his numbers.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, good.
There being none, I have nothing other than to say that as far as I'm concerned, our contractor is doing a very good job for us. I am pleased with his mode of operation, the people he has, and the quality of what they're doing.
Excellent.
Public forum, there being none. Press time, we gotta, wait a minute, we gotta wake up the young lady who's handling the filming of the show. Everything's all right? Everything's fine. Therefore, I will ask for a motion to adjourn to do performance of administrative duties only and no other decisions being made.
I will move that.
And I will second that. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. We are adjourned at 6:15.
Have a wonderful night.